Now, Deshaun Watson has been receiving a lot of criticism from the media after he gave his response in training camp the other day. He was responding to the narrative that he felt the media put out there while he was going through his ordeal with being accused of sexual assault by 28 different women who happen to be massage therapists. And a lot of people were definitely on him for that last year. Excuse me. And he was just giving his response to what he had learned from it. Also, how he's trying to move forward and to focus on this upcoming NFL season. Matter of fact, if you missed his interview, here's the clip.
Games with Georgia, 815 Hampton Square, the section apartments, that type of situation of, when I was a young kid, I didn't think of the NFL. I didn't know I was going to make it out of high school. My mom being tongue cancer, not being able to eat solid food ever again. Not having a father figure in my life ever, probably 27 years, only seeing him 4 times, different stuff like that is things that people don't really get to hear about. Especially last year has been, the media directing and narrating something else. It's been kind of overshadowed. So having an opportunity to tell that story in front of those guys and look their teammates in their eyes and be able to touch them and let them know how, why I am who I am, is definitely a problem.
Kevin said he found you.
All right, so that's Deshaun Watson's interview for those of you who haven't seen it. Now, Dan Patrick, the host of the hit NBC sports show, The Dan Patrick Show, he gave a harsh response to Deshaun Watson's interview yesterday on his show. I'm going to play the audio. I'll be back with my take.
Deshaun Watson met with the media yesterday. I guess he had to, but I don't know how much prep time they gave him. I don't know if they said, all right, these are things to bring up. These are things maybe you don't bring up. If this is brought up, this is how you answer. At least this is what I would be doing. I would be, if I'm running the Browns PR department, I'd say, Deshaun, come on in. Let's talk about this. Here's a question. How do you answer? What if somebody brings this up? What do you say? This is what you need to do. Well, I don't know if he listened to anybody. I don't know if he got good advice. This is year 2 of this. And here's a portion of Deshaun Watson yesterday meeting with the media.
The whole situation changed me, in a situation where it's just kind of, I had to lock in on myself, channel and really know who I'm, surrounding myself with, and just really who's going to be there and support me, even when I'm at my lowest point. And, the last 2 years was definitely my lowest point of my life, but, that's part of life. And, I just go from it. I learn from it. I continue to move forward and push forward and continue to show my real character, my real personality and who I am.
Okay, that's not the sound that I wanted from Deshaun Watson. He talks about blaming the media, and if we can find that, that's far more impactful than that. But he can't be blaming the media. Not for the coverage, what happened, any of that. He has to just avoid these landmines there. Just, if you want to talk about it, I'm changing. I need to change. If you don't want to admit, there's no culpability or whatever you want to say in avoiding some of these things, you don't want to create a headline here. You're a quarterback on a team that right now is polarizing, it feels like. They're not must-see TV. If Deshaun Watson didn't have this off the field, then he would be a must-see quarterback. You have Nick Chubb on there. I mean, they have some star power. You have one of the originals as far as franchise. They had great history there, great fans there, great tradition there. I don't know how many times the Browns are going to be on national TV, but if I'm a network executive, CBS, NBC, ESPN, how many times do you want them? Thursday Night Football? Because you you kind of have to jump into that conversation a little bit. And I think you don't want to come off and say, well, he's a great guy, or I've known him, or you want to present the facts, but then how much time do you spend on something like this? Your pregame show. Nobody wants to hear that DeShaun Watson, the media was out to get him. We want to see him play football. But even then, I don't know if people are rooting for Deshaun Watson. Nick Chubb, you are. Maybe you root for the Cleveland Browns. But when it comes to Deshaun Watson, you can't play the blame game, okay? You were a creep. You got caught, and you're now in Cleveland. They overpaid for you. That's their problem. Maybe you lead them to the promised land. Maybe you win the division. But that's a team he's really difficult to root for. And now when you do this, where here we go, now it's the media. No, you did all of this stuff. We just brought it to light. Yes, Todd.
And even from that soundbite we played, we're supposed to feel sympathetic towards him, that he was at the lowest point of his life, which he put himself in that situation. And are we supposed to care who stayed by his side and who his real friends are?
Well, he's blaming others. That's the problem I have. You take ownership of it and now move on. We've moved on with a lot of athletes. In my 40 years of doing this, I take ownership, move on, and people might invest in you. Hey, you know what? A second chance here. Here is Deshaun Watson blaming the media. You able to get that, Marvin?
So, the other thing with the Browns is they're kind of in this funky no man's land where, remember a couple of years ago, they were this team we're rooting for. They're finally going to be, coming from nowhere. And
I think with Baker Mayfield, they were interesting.
Yeah. And their history is, the movie Draft Day was at the Browns for a reason because they've struggled forever. They're in this no man's land where you can't root for them, even if they were good. And they got this quarterback who's got tons of baggage, but he's in our face and you can't get rid of him. They're on TV, I think maybe 2 national TV games. And that seems low for a team with a big star quarterback.
But what constitutes a national TV game? Is that Monday Night Football? Is that Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, scheduled Monday night. They've got a scheduled Monday Night Football game week 2 with the Steelers, and then a late season they got a scheduled night game primetime.
How many times do you have to be on national TV as far as the big game, a standalone game? Thursday night, I think every team is going to be on Thursday night or supposed to be, but I don't know how that works if you're a network, when you get Monday night, when you get your schedule, then the Browns are there, they're going to be there, and Sunday night they're going to be there. I don't know how that works with the home office. When they devise the schedule, do they want the Cleveland Browns to be on national TV? Can you lobby against the Cleveland Browns?
Would you lean against it if you ran the league and were skewing the
I
networks?
I don't want to showcase the Cleveland Browns.
Okay. That makes sense. It's a tough
if
story
you
to tell.
truly believe what you stand for with the NFL, which I don't, but if you're presenting yourself to a female audience, that's where the rise in numbers of female fans, do you want to do it? You may not. You may need another year of this. Give me a little cushion here. Yes, Eaton.
And I don't even know how much of a draw really Deshaun Watson is anyway, just to people who like football. I mean, last year he went 3-3. I barely even remember him playing. And then before that, it was 2020 when he played. That feels like a long time ago.
But the Browns,
and even when he was in the league at the Texans, he was buried there.
But the Browns are still a draw. That's the difference. If he was with Houston, nobody would care. But with the Browns, that's still a big fan base. Yeah, Paul.
Okay, Monday Night Football Week 2 is Steelers versus Browns.
Right.
On Monday Night Football Week 1, they always do like a look ahead to the next week. They always tease what's coming up. Do they say Kenny Pickett versus Deshaun Watson? Or do they say the Steelers versus the Browns? Or do they say Nick Chubb and the Browns?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what ESPN's philosophy is on something like that. If they want to showcase Deshaun Watson, it might be Nick Chubb, because you can make a case that Nick Chubb's the best player on the team, certainly the offense. I mean, he's a great running back. I don't know if people are tuning in for Nick Chubb, certainly with the running back position. But if if you want people to either tune in or not tune in, then I would definitely say, yeah, sure, let's showcase Deshaun Watson. Yes, Eaton.
I don't think you talk about any specific player. You just talk about the history of the rivalry.
Yes.
You lean into the history. And don't worry about these guys that are here now, because this is one that you watch every year. This is one of the best matchups in football.
The Chiefs and Cowboys and Chargers and Bills have the most primetime games. This will be the first time in a while where some teams don't have primetime games. Let's see who those are. The Texans.
All right, that's enough of that. Now, first of all, getting what Deshaun Watson basically said, he was saying all the things that he learned over the past year. And also, yes, the media, y'all do have some blame for this. How the hell you don't? That's been a problem with a lot of y'all. Y'all always want to report these stories, but then when somebody respond to you, you want to get defensive and say, how dare he talk about us? How dare he call us out? You deserve to be called out. People like you, Dan Patrick. Didn't y'all learn in journalism school or any communications class that there are two sides to every story? We only got the women's side of the story. We never got Deshaun Watson side of the story. And there were some things that definitely was an advantage for Deshaun Watson that a lot of y'all chose to ignore because a lot of y'all just looked at all these women. But when it came to Ben Roethlisberger, y'all gave him the benefit of the doubt. Hell, when it came to Josh Brown, a lot of y'all didn't say shit. Not one damn word about Josh Brown, who not only abused his wife, but he also kept journals of all the stuff he did to her. I didn't hear y'all ranting and raving about that then, yelling, oh, nobody should want to see the Giants because of Josh Brown, or nobody wants to see the Steelers because of Big Ben. Like, y'all hypocrites. Y'all some major hypocrites. A lot of y'all yell that y'all stand with women and believe all women. No, you don't. You got selective outrage. Matter of fact, Dan Patrick, you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan. Joe Mixon, he pulled a gun on a woman last year. I didn't hear you say one damn word on your show. Jackson Carmen did inappropriate things with a minor. You didn't say one damn word on your show about the Bengals need to cut them or they shouldn't be on prime time because of what they've done. Now, also, if the Browns are winning and they're in the thick of the playoff hunt, they're going to get flexed in the prime time because we've seen a lot of people who've done a lot of BS get primetime games. It didn't stop him. Okay? Tyreek Hill. Hell, he was accused of abusing his own son. It didn't stop them from playing Chiefs games on national TV. Like I just mentioned with Big Ben. Look at what he was accused of. Didn't stop them from playing Steeler games on national TV. You know, you say, well, who would want to see the Browns because of Deshaun Watson? Come on, if that was the case, there's a lot of freaking franchises should not be seen on TV because some of the BS their players have done. Okay, back in, the Ray Lewis era, maybe the Ravens shouldn't have gotten a lot of primetime games because he was a part of a murder. But yeah, y'all do need to be called out because a lot of y'all created the narrative, created narratives instead of just getting the whole story. Now, yeah, there's some things Deshaun Watson did to set himself up, but just to make him, just to label him as a creep and a rapist and all that, just because some women say it, despite the fact there was also a lot of these women that just jumped on this for money. And he wasn't indicted by 2 grand juries. He was never charged criminally. A lot of y'all have created a narrative. Y'all basically already found this man guilty in the court of public opinion, no matter what he said or what he's done. That man could definitely been remorseful for all that he done. A lot of y'all still be like, well, we got to remember he did this. Or remember, he did that. Like, man, Dan Patrick, come off your high and mighty soapbox. A lot of you media members are damn hypocrites. Y'all are some big time hypocrites. Y'all didn't yell they shouldn't be showing any more New England Patriots games because of Robert Kraft getting caught getting a massage with a happy ending in a massage parlor. Y'all didn't yell that they should stop showing Washington games because of all the shit that Daniel Snyder was accused of when he was on there, and that was multiple women that accused him of sexual harassment. And he also ducked and dodged a subpoena by Congress. But I didn't hear a lot of y'all talking about that. So y'all do create narratives. Y'all do have selective outrage. I've always felt that way. A lot of media are biased for either people or certain things that they like. Anything they're biased against is fair game. Anything that they're biased for or that makes them money or gets them ratings for their networks, y'all love it. And y'all wonder why y'all got an 18% approval rate. Because of things like this. You're not being objective, you're being subjective. Like, let's get all the facts, not just get things that just makes us feel good or just because we got a certain bias towards it. That's not what journalism is all about. Journalism is supposed to be getting to the truth and telling the story, not creating one. And with this, a lot of y'all created one. And also, another thing, y'all pissed about him getting that contract. You're also pissed about he only ended up getting 11 games instead of getting a full year. Matter of fact, some of your friends in the media were saying that he should get 2 full years. Or he should get every count for every woman like it's a damn prison sentence. Okay? It's just funny. It's just funny that y'all want the NFL to be judge, jury, executioner on some things, but y'all don't want them to be doing it on all things, especially when it's for players or teams that you like.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUs.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUs offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUs.com today to get into the action. BetUs, where the game begins.